So I have a 5.3 and I wanted to delete the power steering because that don't need power steering. So I came up with this little thing. Not that hard, pretty easy actually. I had to go out and get this. I want to say that is oh shoot. I almost could use a starter bolt, but the starter bolt's too big to pass through the alternator, so I couldn't use that. So this was off the head, mind you. It's actually 1 7/8, and then you use washers to get it close. Off the head, and then this is the measurement from the head to there. Was, I believe, 4 5/8. Yeah, so that was 4 5/8 off there to this right here, and then you had to bend down these tabs. You had to bend this steam line just a little bit to squeak by. That's got to get bent just a bit back. So there's this. This under the throttle body, just bend it just a tad, like just 1/8. And then the back cover's got to come off. It just pops right off, real easy. I will have to cover these up with some kind of insulation. Coat them with some kind of rubber coating, because I don't want them grounding out, obviously. But I got a good 1/8 of an inch. The only one that's close is that steam terminal. I ain't happy about it, but I'll probably get something in there. I used this thing, the AC bracket. I cut it, obviously, and it's aluminum. Doesn't weigh much. That went right here. I just cut it. You can see how it's cut. Reused that bolt hole. Went up to this bolt hole. Reused one of my threaded bolts that came out of this thing. You'll if you do this, you'll figure it out which one. This part is threaded. You can see how it goes. This is already threaded. I didn't have to thread anything. That goes right in there. I had to do quite a bit of grinding though. This is ground down, and then it's grinded there all the way down, and then I had to notch it just a little bit to get it in here. Around that, not all that hard. You know, I never done this before. I was figuring it out. It turned out okay. It ain't horrible. It's good enough. It doesn't weigh much. It's aluminum, and that's what I was after. I didn't have to fabricate something out of steel. The belt is a Dayco 506, whatever. It fits a 2005 Audi A4 Quattro with a 2.0 engine. It's Sunday, so I used the Duralast part number, or Duralast belt, because of course they didn't have it in stock. But that's all you need. Just got to get a belt for that, and that'll slap right in. It's a little bit tight. All right. That's bottomed out, you know, there ain't much play, which is a good thing. I don't have to worry about throwing a belt, but yeah, it's a little tight. So, doesn't matter. Even though it's tight, that's what you got, that's what you got, that's what you got. You got a little bit for it to play around and flop around. But, of course, that's fixed. Here's your tensioner, water pump, pulley, you know. But it keeps it inside of the block. The only downside is those terminals. I couldn't run this back cover because it is like right there. You can see how the cover would have hit the head. Simple though, real simple. If I was to run a flexible line, it would be a lot better. I'll probably do that later. There's your plug, easy to get to. I reach through here, boom, plug comes right off. I had to change the harness just a little bit, cut that back to fit, you know, nothing special. Just had to get that wire rack in there. Nothing's gonna hit. Everything turns good, and I don't have a lot into it. Let's call it 40 bucks with the belt and all this hardware, and half a day's worth of plan. It's not really hard. Beats one of those kits that put the alternator all the way out here, something like that, or down here, which in my case are, I don't know, I don't want it down there. I wanted it tucked up. She's tucked up in the throttle body. This is, I'm gonna put side panels on, and those side panels can go right here now. I don't have to worry about an alternator. It's up high. Yeah, simple. I've done that stuff like this. Don't have to be complicated. Could it be cleaner? Yeah, I might play around with another one of these. Maybe make it just a bit curvier in the front here. And see how I could have went on it, that little angle there, and used that, but then this would have been blocked. So, I mean, I could have went up to here and notched it just a little bit. You know, you can see how it is. I could have saved a little bit more of that, and it wouldn't catch stuff. This is probably going to catch stuff, but it'll fall back down and out. But for what I got into it, I'm happy. Yeah, pretty simple. Not complicated. Wasn't hard at all. You got to coat those terminals with something. But other than that, she'll work, she'll run. There you go. Cheap and easy.